I hang on to the dream and I will always will. Motivation gets you started, habit keeps you going.
Horse Capital TV, in partnership with TV20, is brought to you by Showcase Properties of Central Florida, John Deere Equine Discounts, Mid-Florida Heating and Air, Piccin Glynn, Attorneys at Law, and Tack of Ocala.
Hi, my name is Anna Christina Gansäuer. My farm is Kandor Farm. I actually was born in Miami, but grew up and lived my entire life in Ecuador. I moved to Ocala chasing the dream of horses. Got lucky to be 7 times national champion in Ecuador, all the way from children, small children, to seniors just at 17. That success early gave me the drive to want to keep going, and it still does. I hang on to the dream and I will always will. Motivation gets you started, habit keeps you going. What drives me is being better. What's my biggest mission on a daily basis? Obviously the health of the horse and the people around, yes, but just being a little bit better than they was the day before. That's my daily mission, and the ultimate drive is making to the highest level with the Olympic and the World Championship. Why? Because that's the pinnacle of the sport. Kandor himself was I had a few horses, was my first real horse, not a pony. Back in Ecuador, I would say 2001. He kept me alive, not just literally, but also just gave me a reason to keep going. He just showed me that anything is possible, and he was by my side for 12 years. And he was the horse that I was my first South American Championship win, best female athlete. We had more than 50 wins under our belt over 10 years in Grand Prix. My biggest dream was to bring him over. He sadly passed a few months after we got the farm, so he couldn't come. This little farm, that's a little piece of heaven for me, just shy of 16 acres. It's in the heart of Marion County. When we got it, it was land. There was a little house, but nothing else. And with the help of Sean Wortley, the Decino brothers, Greg Martin, Scott Keach, they helped me build it. Being a wild young professional, I wanted to do everything in another way. I wanted to use every single meter, and they're like, that's good, but we need to Americanize it also and make it nice for clients and structure, not just go wild. And they did. So I'm very grateful for every person that has been in this path with me. I know every time I'm in the big ring here, even just around the people taking care of the horses, you learn something new and just be part of that bigger universe. And that's why we decided to come to Ocala, and I felt the honor of the farm. It was thanks to that horse that opened all the doors for me, and obviously helped me with sponsorships, Olympic dreams. He gave me all that. April 3rd, 2016, it was one of the best days I remember. My horse was Delgado. It was his and my first big 5-star Grand Prix. I could talk about it for an hour, like every single step. We actually ended up on 11th against all odds. We had one rail, but still had a good time. It gives me goosebumps just to even think about it. For those moments I live for. When they did the 5-star in Tryon, North Carolina with Hot Shot, he was a small guy with a big heart, and he carried me around. I cannot say I was my best performance, but he tried to be there for me. And then I got the opportunity to be in one of my most beloved venues. I had never been before. Dreams with Spruce Meadows, Canada last year with Denzel. Again, that was the stepping stones that we want to achieve, that we are trying to get to the bigger shows, and it has been quite a journey. We did recent back 3 years ago with Daydream. That was also a big dream. And then 2 years ago, we went to the Pan American Games. It's equivalent of 5 stars in South America in Santiago de Chile. So we're still not in the result that we want, but we're definitely going in the direction that we dream of going. And so it's, as you said, it's a pinnacle. It's one step at a time, and I'm very proud of everyone and every single horse that's been on my side, because everyone has taught us something. So I would say the current main one is Denzel. Denzel van Meulenhof. He's a gentle giant. He's one of the most gentle horses in this world. There is nothing he cannot jump. He came into my life, I would say, at the beginning of 2024. He has taken me in a very short period of time, just a year and a half. He's the one that took me to Spruce Meadows. We did the 4-star in Wellington. We're aiming now to do Traverse City in a month in the 5-star, hopefully the Hamptons. We have done Ocala. He's my main horse currently. He came from Holland. He has actually, for the breeding people, it will be interesting, he sadly lost his mother by birth, so he was bottle fed, raised literally in a home. So I think that gives a lot of his personality. He's very attached to people. His hardest part for him is being alone, and I think that's the hand-holding I've learned to do for him, and he does for me in doing the big jumps. So I would say that we support each other in that way. Then Loyalton, as I know, that's another one on the list. That's Hippo. We call him in the barn. Mr. Hippo, he's a 9-year-old, very round horse for being a show jumper. That's his nickname, Hippo, because they say that the hippo is actually the king of the jungle, because although they're very quiet nature and they look like fluffy big things, when they get mad, they can be very powerful. And that's basically the description of Loyalton. He's almost too cocky, but that gives him that extra oomph to do the big sport. Delgado's now retired. He's 21. He still lives here. He has the same exact life like when he was in the big sport, but we just don't ride him anymore. I wanted him to retire at the top of the sport. At 17, he retired jumping the Global Champions Tour in New York City. He still is here. He just hangs out and is still his boss himself. I would say the other one I could mention is Mestago PS. He's actually owned by Paul Schockermüller in Germany. That helps me a lot. He came to my life actually just this year. He's, let's say, brand new. I think he's a force that could be reckoned. 10 days ago, we jumped our first night Grand Prix, his first international Grand Prix. He was cleared directly. We were a little bit slow, but he was clear. It was just the first step. He's powerful, kind. We just need to get a little bit faster and just know each other a little bit better. And it's been a journey. Those three that I mentioned are going to go to, hopefully, fingers crossed, to Michigan. It's a privilege to have them. I have a huge team I'm very grateful for. Currently, Luis Sabino, he's a Portuguese rider. I would say he's the #1 Portuguese rider. He moved here to Ocala. He has a beautiful farm, extremely successful in the sport and life. He's currently helping me, and I hope we'll have a very long working relationship. He has been a huge impact the last couple of months because besides very specific training, just made me believe it's not just a dream, it's a reality.
Special thanks to Andrew Ryback Photography, a premier horse show photography company serving clients nationwide.
Hi, I'm Katie Glynn. As an equestrian and an attorney, I know how an injury can affect your life. Our sole focus is to do everything in our power to help you get back to what matters most. As lifelong residents of the horse capital, our family has served Ocala, Marion County for more than 75 years. If you've been injured, don't let an accident keep you from doing what you love. Call Piccin Glynn. Experience and care when you need it most.